So you're gonna do the intro for the last one.
Oh, okay. What part are we on? 22, 23?
It's a good question. You're gonna have to wing it.
All right, cool. Welcome to the final, our big finale
Hey,
of
what are you
our.
having? What are you gonna have for dinner tonight?
Actually, I was thinking about that. I was probably gonna get a Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
Is this gonna be a
Because I was
huge
just
nut
thinking
joke?
that I'm not sure what kind of dinner I want.
I can't tell if this is a bit.
No, aren't you gonna do the intro?
Yeah, I was saying this is our big finale.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, welcome to the Wrath of Zalis, big finale.
I wonder if I'm forgetting something. No, I think we're good. Okay, yeah, continue.
What? What?
Just do the intro. What do you mean?
This is the final episode of Carlos and Nick's playthrough.
Oh, I meant to ask. Have you been playing through Elden Ring some more? Have you gotten any further than you did last time?
I don't like the tone of this. Something is off. I don't like it. What? Yes, I have. Oh. You're just being an asshole. You're just being an asshole. I don't do this every time.
I don't know what you mean.
Today, we're taking on Ganon. Welcome to the video.
Oh,
After
Carlos,
8 times.
is Juliana home yet?
Yeah. No, she's not.
Okay.
And we're not going to answer Nick's any more of his dumb questions as he attempts to riff on me. Because
It's crazy. It's crazy to me that you didn't figure out what was happening.
Oh, actually, this is the finale of two things: the Breath of the Wild finale
Yes.
and the Unemployment Chronicles.
It
So
is. But I was gonna say you should probably reveal it at the end. I guess we're opening with.
you gotta open with it. It's a big thing.
Hello, welcome to part 23 of Breath of the Wild. I did know what part it was.
A Michael Jordan episode.
Welcome to part 23, the finale of Breath of the Wild. Let me get some stuff ready, and then we'll go. So I did find the last fairy. I went wandering around and I found them.
Okay.
So we're gonna stop by them. I sold pretty much all the gems I had because I was like, we don't need these anymore. Whatever I was going to use them for, we're not using them for now. And yeah, we're almost ready to go. Are you excited to be done with this, or are you like melancholic?
Honestly, I'm a little sad.
I can see it.
Because I'm just like, one, there's been night. You're the only other person I've really been talking to on a regular basis. Because, I've seen most of my friends, but, I haven't really, no offense to my good friends, but I haven't really wanted to, because typically I'm like, I'm either spending money, or, this is the only free thing I can realistically do, that I'm like, that's where it comes down to. Granted, one of my friends literally, barbecued for me the other night, but because he was just like, damn, Carlos, I know you living off them unemployment checks, but...
Carlos, what do you mean? I barbecue every fucking video.
I hate you. But, yeah, it's been, we can now look at this whole entire saga.
Yeah, I guess. Can we?
I mean, yeah, my unemployment as well as now the end of this thing. I mean, granted, it hasn't lasted an entire presidential administration.
No,
but,
we need to find our next series. It's gonna last 4 years. It can be a time capsule.
All right, we do the Elden Ring Let's Play.
Yeah. All right. So let's. Okay. First, we gotta go. So it's way the fuck over here. It's way in the corner. On the way to find this fairy fountain, I killed 2 more of those giant sand shark things. I was just like, okay, well, not recording it, but I guess it's fine. They gave me 3 different super good weapons, or I think 4 different super good weapons. So we're rolling it right now.
Rolling with... Well, it's a running song.
I also, I went to the Guardian people, and I had them make us a pair of pants, should we decide to wear those to resist Guardian attacks. And also, I got crafted 24 ancient arrows, which should hopefully help take all of the those pricks in the castle.
I mean, I honestly think now, like really after that first Divine Beast, I feel like you probably could have done it. Just because how far you got that first time, but also I'm like, well, I also don't Hyrule's the one I remember the least because as soon as I literally killed that motherfucker, I put the game down.
Yeah, I think it's not a lot of people remember it because like why would you, right? Like
yeah, that would be a great listicle. Someone should get on that of great final levels because other than Titanfall 2, 9 times out of 10 I do not remember the final level of the game.
I remember the final levels pretty well. Kingdom Hearts has some pretty iconic final levels.
Oh, true. But Kingdom Hearts is a bit different in the sense of maybe games that don't have like a 3-phase boss battle waiting at the end of that, you know?
Sure. I mean, this one has a 2-phase boss battle.
True, but 2 phases, I'm like, it's over. It's
2
over
phases at the end of the game? Come on.
Yeah. As well as he's not that challenging.
Well, no, not if you do it the correct way. That's kind of the point. Is that if you put the work in, he's not supposed to be hard. I don't know what to upgrade here.
Honestly,
what am I wearing into this final battle?
It kind of reminds you should wear nothing. It reminds me.
Bring us back to our roots.
Yeah. It's like at the end of Dishonored, when that final level is the final level of like you are just there is no challenge. It is a victory lap.
I don't hate that. I also am very upset because I had this amber, but I sold it right before this video started, so that's a little annoying. Okay. I think we're good besides that, though. And I also sold 1 diamond. I hate myself. Okay.
1 second, someone's knocking at the door.
All right. Carlos is about to be kidnapped. What a great final part. The end of the Carlos Unemployment Chronicles and his life, all at once. All right. So I guess we're just gonna go to the Great Plateau. There's not much else to do. We're going for the finale.
They were knocking on the wrong door.
What an idiot! Did you call him an idiot?
No, because honestly, it's a easy mistake.
You're an easy mistake.
That's what my dad says.
I don't think he says easy. I think he just says mistake.
No.
Let's be correct about it.
That's what I tell Melissa. That's my not good sibling thing I do to my sister.
What?
I tell her she's a mistake all the time because technically she was.
That's fucked up. For like a lot of reasons.
She was at the wedding. It's not my fault.
Jesus. Also, I grabbed this bad Larry for the final fight.
Oh, great.
Because we're Chainsaw Man now. Let's fucking go. All right.
The crossover you all wanted.
Right. So I'm going to do the Resist Guardian helmet. I'm going to keep this armor for now because it's attack boost and pretty good defense. But I think we got to switch to the Hylian tunic at the end of or the champion's tunic. Actually, fuck it.
Yeah.
We got to do it right now. Let's look the part, right?
You know my stance on these things.
Well, you also constantly change it, but I mean for the final battle, you got to change it up.
Oh no, literally for most like when I finished Spider-Man on my second playthrough of that, I completed the DLC like on the as well, and I did it wearing the final Spider-Man fit because I was just like, this happens right after the story. It's only the logical conclusion. Why would he change it?
I guess that's fair. I mean, I feel like the in-universe version of Spidey is constantly changing his clothes.
Yeah, because in my mind I was also thinking of like Spidey also probably keeps one of these black suits on deck for like cool evening break-in. Yeah. As well as there's also a dumb part of me of like thinking just the pure logistics of if you are Spider-Man, right? You definitely have
hypothetically, because obviously neither of us are Spider-Man, right?
Exactly, hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
If you were to do the Spider-Man shit,
it's just a stupid joke.
You got to think about like, all right, you can't wear shorts ever in the summer. Not up for debate.
Why?
Because if you're wearing the Spider-Man pants under,
oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I hadn't thought about that.
That's like the dumb fun thing I like to think about in super like actually playing. I have played Spider-Man only when I'm stoned. Of like, it's really cool that you have the backpacks and thinking about like Spider-Man thinking like, oh cool, at Aunt May's job, I need to keep a bag somewhere just because I'm gonna be in and out all the time. I should also probably keep a spare suit in there.
Do you think that when they originally planned that mechanic, it was going to be a real mechanic? Like he would carry a backpack with him, but if he had to become Spider-Man, he would just toss the backpack and he would recover it later. And it would have like crafting materials and stuff inside of it because you, like whatever you had picked up. I don't think they probably did it that way. I think it was probably just a collectible. That seems to be Insomniac's go-to. But can you imagine that?
That's great, as well as it would be really cool. Again, I always want it is like allow me to be Peter Parker scoping an area, but even more so be Peter Parker in like the hostage situation, and you're trying to find a small place to change into Spider-Man. So you're like timing the fucking patterns and shit. You're climbing up the wall so they can't see you. That would be a lot of fun.
I think they did that in a good way in a couple of levels.
Yeah.
But the instead of just having Peter do it, they just like made you play as someone else, which I think is a more believable reason because at a certain point, despite the danger, if Peter saw someone was about to be killed and he wasn't suited up, he would just Spider-Man up without the uniform. Like he would just, he wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah,
that's very in character for him.
In a post-COVID world, well, actually, even if he's breaking into these places, they don't know who he is. He's just a random dude, and a random dude whooping your ass is not enough reason to like, oh, we gotta find out who he is.
Do you know who did a really good version of that bit? Lex Luthor manages to change bodies with the Flash in like the Justice League Unlimited series.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
And he goes in the mirror and he's like, now to find the Flash's identity. And he takes it off and he's just like, I don't know who this is. Which is like, yeah, right? Like you wouldn't.
well, in today's modern society, that would no longer work.
Because of face scanning stuff. Like, I think I think Lex Luthor could know who it is. I don't know that like another villain would, if that makes sense.
No, because what people would do now is unlock someone's cell phone and then just look at their social media login. Which is like...
I mean, if it's passcode protected, then you're not really doing it. Like,
well, most iPhones now default into the face scan.
Gross.
Yeah, so it's like...
fuck.
I don't know, there's something with smartphones that I'm like, we're kind of like ruining just like the plausibility of any fun stuff.
This idiot just fucking... Are you kidding me
he
right
fucked
now?
you up.
No, his stupid fucking, I reflected it back at him, but his leg blocked it. So I ended up hitting his leg. He
sacrificed a limb.
He did. It's honestly, tactic-wise, not bad. Not a bad idea.
Piccolo is known to do that.
He has. You haven't seen Dragon Ball Super yet, right?
I have seen Dragon Ball Super. Up until did...
Superhero.
No.
It's very good. And I highly recommend it.
Is that on the roll?
I don't think it's on Crunchyroll. I did buy it. I think it's $2 on Amazon Prime because they accidentally listed it as one episode instead of a movie. They just listed it as an episode. And I don't know if that's still available. I know that's how I got it. Like I don't know if they changed it in the back end, but regardless, it's really fucking good. It's like it's like Piccolo's movie. It focuses on Piccolo with like Gohan as like a secondary antagonist protagonist.
I do love Gohan.
Gohan was pretty good in it, but Piccolo really fucking shined in the movie. So, and you'll appreciate it because they basically did callbacks to all the stuff that I think Toriyama just forgot Piccolo could do. Because like they reference like powers he used like once or twice, and Piccolo's like, oh yeah, right. Like, do you remember in original Dragon Ball when Demon King Piccolo fights Goku when he's still a kid? He becomes giant and then never does that again.
Oh yeah,
they reference that in this movie.
I mean,
people have long said that Toriyama straight up forgets what his characters can do, or that certain characters exist. Which, by his writing style, I 100% believe.
I mean,
Toriyama, his entire history, definitely wrote all of those stories as if it's like, okay, and we'll worry about that in the future. Just like the writing holes that he writes himself into. He's like, that's not important right now.
I can't hate on it, mostly because I'm just like, most shows that do those callbacks and really stick with it typically have like a writer's room, and I'm like, trying to come up with that shit all by yourself.
I don't know, because you got Ichiro Oda, writer of One Piece, who does that shit frequently.
Yeah, but like in defense of Toriyama, it's like Toriyama kind of was just playing with all the cards, and Oda was just like able to go, "Oh, I see where you fucked up here, here, and here. I cannot. I don't have to do that. I can now learn from your mistakes."
To
You
an
know?
extent, I think Oda also has a really he does this, and it's a very talented way to write, which is he'll write something that like he doesn't really have a plan for. Like he'll write something, but he'll write it in a way that like opens it up where if he wants to go back to it later, he can. Which Toriyama does not do. Toriyama is just like everything is in the moment. Ah, who cares? Oh, what is we? Well, we just don't have senzu beans today, or senzu beans today. Sorry.
It's like
timing's off.
it's like how in Elden Ring, all of a sudden now you can't summon shit. Just all right, you can't summon shit here. No reason.
We just decided you can't. Sorry.
Yeah. You into those Evergold shits? Yeah, they're not. We're not summoning shit out here for you, bud. The minor Erd trees, you can give them all the smoke and the summon because we're your friends.
Doing great so far. So just to show that why I'm like struggling so hard here, the audio is not synced up correctly because I'm listening to the audio through OBS, so it's like maybe like a half a second off, but like I can see it. Everything I see is correct. So I have to go based off of purely like the purely off the appearance, which is not how I'm used to doing this. I usually do it the other way, where it's usually a combination of audio and visual for me.
It is funny to think about
Oh fuck!
how like video games do a good job though, of, like teaching you how reliant you are on your senses though. Because that's sorry to talk about Elden Ring as I do all the time on these things. It seems.
Sorry,
But I was on the phone with my mother yesterday trying to like do some shit and like I'm talking to her, but in the back of my mind I'm like, all right, I need you to end this conversation right now because I can't focus. And also I was already annoyed yesterday. But and she just would not wrap the conversation up, and I'm like getting my ass whooped. And this root in the pot of runes is getting bigger and bigger until like I finally die and lose them all. And I'm like, great, and then she's like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you later.
naturally.
Yeah, I love my mother dearly, but
I don't think I could really do that. Okay, we're doing well.
yeah, you gotta. Oh, he gonna fuck you
Oh,
up.
fuck he is.
Andrew got no shield.
Oh,
You might need to go on a shield run. Oh shit.
that's one fairy down. All right, maybe you know what? Maybe I stop showing off because that's really what this is all about. Oh.
We're here to beeline. We ain't here to Z line.
Oh fuck! I thought that would stun him. You prick! You bastard! God, he won't sit still either. Wow, those ancient arrows though, it is so fucking satisfying. Oh, you know why that's doing so much? I just realized I have a bow that shoots 3 times.
Oh.
I was like, that makes sense. I wish you could like sneak these guys. So the Master Sword is glowing because it glows when you fight all these guys, but also I think it just glows in this area.
It's just vibing.
My plan is to do as much damage as possible here with the Master Sword until it has to recharge, and then when it has to recharge, hopefully it's done by the time we fight Ganon. So that's the plan is vibes.
I mean,
As always.
You gotta vibe in this game. It's a high vibrational game.
I made some food, but I clearly didn't make like a ton of food, so we'll see how this goes. I'm also and intentionally just walking up the front door. Perhaps the worst way to do this.
Nah, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck It We Ball is one of my favorite. Did you see the graph of when to use each of like the between Fuck It We Ball, We Are So Back, or We're Not, you know what I mean? Like combining all the Twitter phrases and when it's appropriate to use them. Good shit.
I remember I told a coworker, charge it to the game. And she was just like, Carl, you charge a lot of shit to the game. I was like, yeah, that's how I live my life every day. Fuck it.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you don't have any shields now. You only got the donkey. Oh wow, you are stanking it up.
Okay? Listen. Okay? Listen. I need you to listen to me right now.
He playing you like a hoe. He don't think you're about it. Oh wow. Yeah, I thought you weren't gonna get it.
Yeah? You've lost leg privileges.
Something so nefarious though about cutting off your enemy's leg.
It doesn't feel great, but also it's like spider-like, so it's fine.
You know me.
Love spiders.
Fucking shit, man. I still have never beaten Limbo because of that fucking spider.
It's like barely in the game.
I know, that's the sad part, is I know it's not that far, but it's like too much time on the screen. I'm like, I can't do that. Spiders just creep me out, man.
I don't know what to say. It doesn't really bother me.
I think we should...
Like, I'm not a huge fan of them, but also, like, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't do much for me.
Them and octopi.
Octopus? Really?
Yeah. I don't fuck
Why?
with octopi. It's like the tentacles, man.
What are you, a fucking Japanese anime schoolgirl? What are you afraid of octopus for?
Yes, man. That's who I am. That's exactly what I do.
What you feel like on the inside?
Yeah. It's the true me.
By the way, that is the optimal way to get through there, I promise. I did the research, and they said, yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the guide right now.
Yeah. Carlos is actually feeding me a different set of instructions, like, through my earpiece.
Yeah, there's 2 audio tracks. You guys don't get to hear that one. Only subscribers who pay Nick 500K get the secret stream where I read the Prima walkthrough. You were doing...
I like could have sworn those things were taken out in one hit. Maybe they're like
apparently
an upgraded
not.
version here. Yeah, that's why I was like surprised. I didn't think that was going to be an extended fight. I am getting the shit kicked out of me though. I know that's what you're about to say. I'm not doing great. How do I open this door? Oh, I better know how.
I went to a 420 party for the first time this
Gosh.
weekend. It's
pretty lame.
No, it was the highest I've ever been in my... It was a lot of fun, honestly. Because it was just like...
I don't believe you that it's the highest you've ever been, because I've been in a voice call with you when you took 100.
Nah, I was past 100. Because this was different because people kept giving me, like, kept upping my dosage.
Just seems very irresponsible, Mr. Lopes.
Oh, it was. But Juliana drove me there, so it was a lot of... That was the best part.
Is that why you canceled our plans?
When did... Our plans for when?
You were like, hey, do you wanna sit and voice chat? And I was like, yeah, sure. And
No. I didn't do that
and then you just never reached back out to me.
No, the actual 420 day, Juliana decided to join me.
Oh, so it's Juliana's fault, as usual.
Yes. And we got Cinnabons, and then she was like, let's watch...
From Burger King?
No, from there. Juliana went full third eye woke of like, this corporation is opening it up in a black community, something that is poor health and food. She's like, you are gonna allow this corporation to poison the black community, Carlos? Yeah, that's where she went with that shit. I was like, yes, every time. So Cinnabon opened like 5 blocks away, and now
I'm not really following the plot.
Okay.
I am slightly more focused on gameplay than normal for
Sorry,
what I would think would be obvious reasons.
Yeah, you are out in here though. This map is so. Are you gonna fight the Lionel?
What Lionel?
There's a Lionel here.
I mean, there's Lionel everywhere.
No, there's one like near Ganon. There's a big Lionel.
Do you know how many wild Lionel there are? Because I do know in this game.
No, I actually don't.
There's like 27.
It's like it's on the.
And they respawn too.
Oh.
Yeah, we saw that, right?
Yeah.
Remember back in part 9 when I killed it and then it fucking respawned and immediately came after me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering it from all those years ago. But I remember like there was a Lionel here that was pretty famous of people being like, well, it's like really close to Ganon, so the issue is mostly don't use all your shit up on this thing because you're gonna have Ganon right after.
I mean, I imagine it's probably on the main path, which is where I am. So
we're gonna figure it out.
We'll find it eventually. Oh no! All right, we got these like turrets now. I know there's a hidden Zelda memory here too. That's her tower.
Oh yeah,
this is her tower right there.
That my one beef with that Zelda memory though is that it's really difficult to get before the final boss.
Oh really? Oh, do you mean like just
Not-
like normal gameplay?
Yeah, because it's like the memory. You have to go walk through his shit. If I remember. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna fight him anyway, but why not put the memory right in front of it and just swap the? I don't know. I feel like that memory should be on the critical path. You know?
Maybe. I forgot that that you can't not trigger the lightning. I was trying to save it. Music is so fucking good. I gotta find this track. It's really fucking good. I'm playing Final Fantasy II right now, and they have rearranged versions of the theme for the Pixar remaster, and I'm like, holy shit, this is really good. Like, I'm like surprised, where I'm like, oh my god, this is like a really good rendition of this.
So Final Fantasy II is not the Final Fantasy, right?
No. In fact, there's, I think, plus like 20.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Final Fight isn't the Final Fight.
It is just hilarious to me that it is called Final Fantasy, and it's like Final Fantasy 16. I'm like, so, because
I don't even know. I don't know if the rumor about it is true. I remember hearing that the original Final Fantasy was like that one dude's like last chance to make a good game.
Someone's got to verify that.
That's what I mean. It's like I've heard a change from the guy who did Final Fantasy 1. I've heard it between that or it was Square Enix's last chance and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know what if any of this is true. That sounds like the ultimate like no, trust me, bro. I forget if this is an early or a late memory.
I think it's pretty late because I remember it's the final one I picked up and I was like, oh, that does put a nice bow tie.
If you get all of them, you can. No, it's definitely. I think it's early. If you get all of them, you can. You actually see Link fall in battle. I don't know if you ever gotten all of them. It's actually it's a really good cutscene.
I got all of them because I remember I looked up the guide to make sure that I got all of them.
There's not that many. It's just we didn't really have the time to do it. If they were marked on the map at the start, I probably would have grabbed them, but they're not, so.
I am so happy that I'm getting a big boy check soon, though, and that way I can make sure I get Tears of the Kingdom on day one. I was very, very stressed. That I was like, oh. Because I'm seeing these clips, like, because the journalist had a preview day, and I haven't watched anything, but like the little shit that I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, y'all doing shit over there. Something's popping. And then you also texted me about how great it was, but I did not click that video link you sent me because I was just like, nah.
No, well, honestly, it's pretty big. And we're only like 2 weeks away now.
It's true. Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out.
When will you stop treating this as some sort of childish game?
I'm doing everything I can.
Daddy issues, am I right?
It'd be like that sometimes. Man.
Recently returned from a spring of courage where I offered every ounce of my prayers to the goddess.
You see that incel who had sex for the first time and got kicked out of the community?
So there was two things. You sent me that, and you sent me the guy who apparently sexually assaulted someone and then fled to the UK and pretended to be a high posh UK nerd.
Fucking hilarious, man.
So there's two. Those two were both things I saw. I was like, Carlos, tell me about those, or ask me about those tomorrow. I don't need to send it to him.
Honestly, I was more shocked that you hadn't sent it, but like, no one was giving the proper context to what it was. People were just laughing at it. I'm like I watched it and I was like, this is weird. Like, I knew my bullshit reader was going off, but I was like, what is this? And then I read the tweet of like someone being like, oh yeah, he's accused of raping someone. He faked his death and then fled the country. And they got his notebook where he wrote down potential names, and that was one of the fucking names.
And not to mention, they also have his fingerprints. Like,
yeah, it's over for dude. But also, I'm just like, the gall, man. If it was like tax evasion, I'd be like, oh, I'm right there with you. Why you gotta like?
Do you understand?
I wish it could have been a fun crime. Like that would have been a lot more fun.
It's a pretty big bummer that it's not.
Yeah, it's like evil villain shit, and I'm like, yeah, you deserve bad things to happen to you.
I'm trying to think of what else there was, but then there was the dude who had sex, like a prominent incel leader, which I did not know was that kind of community, had sex the first time and had to leave the community, and there were just so many funny replies being like, "How could you betray us like this?" I'm like, "What? Are you? This is by choice for some of you?" Like, I just assumed that it was just like a support group. Like,
it's like It's so weird to me that somehow incels are worse than like pickup artist dudes, because at least pickup artist dudes understand that they want women. They're going about it in the skeeviest way possible. But like at the end of the day, they're looking for connection, and they're like, I don't really understand why I want this connection. And once they hopefully do a little digging, they'll like grow out of this whole pickup artist thing. Incels are like literally, we are not putting up any effort to get laid. Fuck the idea of talking to women. They should just throw themselves at us. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? There was actually I saw another funny video of some guy who's just like, how to get women if you're ugly, and he was just like, incels and like men's right dudes are gonna tell you to post up with cars, and he's like, don't do that. Don't look like you get mad hoes. Instead, make it look like you're a simp, because when you're a 4 in the face, you'll make up for it in simp points. She needs to know she's special and she's gracing you. You'll be better that way. If you ugly with a Lambo, they're just like, yeah, who cares about you?
I mean,
It's not wrong, man.
Not the worst advice I've heard from an incel.
I mean, he wasn't an incel. He's a hilarious guy. He's a comedian who has like a bunch of sketches, but every once in a
comedian, I wish it was an incel instead. Gross.
Well, no, his whole thing is always just like more and more outlandish takes of like, oh, if you want to get with this type of woman, this is what you got to do, and it's just like how to get with the.
That was massively successful.
I hate though when your shit works out, because low-key I'm always just like, it's funnier if that shit
for me to fail.
Yeah, it gives me something to react to.
Oh fuck!
Can you just kill that and be over with it?
Right.
That reminds me of the beating heart in GTA 4.
Oh, inside the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually, you bring up something because I saw a reference in Twisted Metal, where apparently in the first Twisted Metal, if you shot the Statue of Liberty, the dress came off, and it was like a kind of like built woman in a bikini, and I'm like, great, classic PS1 humor. But I was thinking about it, like, how many bullet holes do you think the Statue of Liberty has in it? Since it's like, how many people do you think have just like taken a pot shot at the Statue of Liberty just to say that they've done it?
It'd be really difficult.
It'd be difficult. Do you think impossible?
I think honestly it would be impossible, because you're not getting anywhere near that thing with a gun.
Fair.
And then if you're shooting that far out, there isn't really anywhere high enough that you could get a good angle on it that like people aren't immediately calling the cops because you're there.
Fair.
But like honestly, maybe like after hour cop, just like let me shoot at it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like one of those things where it's like the temptation to do it.
I could see it going both ways. I've actually never been to the Statue of Liberty, so maybe I should
next
go.
time in New York, we should go together.
We should.
do all the touristy shit so you have an excuse to do it.
I've never done that. I've never gone to the Empire State Building.
I don't remember Gannett looking like this. Oh my god, he's like a spider. And he's like part guardian as well.
Yeah, let's stop the stream right now. We're all set.
Oh my god. Calamity Ganon.
It's a calamity in here.
Yeah, his famous catchphrase. It's a calamity in here. Right behind it's calamity time.
Famous Ganon line.
I mean, Ganon didn't kill you. His like minion killed you.
Yeah, you're not that guy. You're just not that guy.
This actually is pretty hype.
I think it's a great crescendo.
The game being like, hey, your efforts, they've paid off. Open up wide. What, his mouth? What is he opening? What is he opening?
This is reminding me of Mass Effect 2, which also reminds me of one of my favorite like guys that I follow who like develops games and also writes a lot about games, is convinced Mass Effect 2 is a really bad game, and I'm always just like, how are you right about everything else, but like you're just like completely wrong on Mass Effect 2 being like so fantastic. And I'm like, also, why does every game like give you a little bit of Mass Effect 2 in terms of like, here's a hub and a bunch of people to talk to, but never go like fully commit to the bit, man?
I mean, it's the same thing as like, why doesn't DC just copy Marvel and like take the time to set it up? It's because they don't want to take the time to set it up.
Now,
Mass Effect 2 works because of its position in the timeline of that series.
But I feel like
half the stuff is new, half of it is old, and that's the whole big point.
But maybe this is just my own warped perception. But I started with Mass Effect 2,
Yeah,
so
that is just you.
mind, I was like, this is well, me and all the other PS3 only gamers.
Yeah, well, no, because even I played Mass Effect on 360. Even I guess it's not
Yeah,
PS3 only.
I'm saying only PS3 only owners.
Hey, Carlos, can I focus on the game for a second?
No, you can't. What the fuck? We're not here to do that. We're here to talk about Mass Effect 2. This is a Mass Effect 2 talkathon.
Okay, good start.
This is a calamitous beginning.
That worked out.
Has anyone tried to talk to Ganon?
I mean, not this version. There are a lot of people who are going to want to do more than talk to the new one.
It is crazy how horny people be for video game characters.
No, I get it.
Sir? This is a Wendy's?
What do you want to lie?
Yes, I want you to lie.
Eat shit! Eat shit!
He's just taking this to the face.
Hey, that's my power-up. You can't use that.
Yeah, wait. I'm kind of more amazed that you're doing all this without bringing out the Hylian shield for, like, the vibe.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Why didn't you say anything?
Because I literally just looked at it, I was like, oh, this would be great with, like, the Hylian shield. It'd make a great little thing if you can kill him and, like, do a little pose.
Ah,
Oh, you ain't got it, dog. You ain't got it no more.
I have it, but I'm playing handicapped. For you, by the way. So you can see the fucking game.
I don't need to. I just need to, like, braille.
Yes!
Oh, I can't actually wait to pull that off.
Can you knock it off, alright? I get the gimmick. Can you fucking stop? Yep. I knew that was too early as I did that one. Okay, I deflected it, but not. Oh, I like how they give you easier ones to do it with. Let's go! Why aren't you impressing me anymore? You were impressing me at the beginning of the series.
Because now I know what the ceiling is. Now I'm hoping for failure more, you know?
Can't believe someone hired you. Can't believe you ruined the theme of the Unemployment Chronicles.
Nah, I was getting dark in here, man. We were reaching a dark place.
I know. You were really vulnerable, and I appreciated that. Because it made it so much easier to fucking pick on you.
Oh man, it was bad. We were just. What really was more annoying was
You? Unemployed? Agreed.
yes, but also someone close to me had said maybe you should ask for less money. I'm like, I ain't that bitch.
And then at a certain point, you're like, maybe I should have asked for less money.
Nah, cause
Just a little whisper in your head.
the more annoying aspect is people keep asking me what do I want to do for my career, and I have no career ambition goals. I'm just like, give me the most money and let me do the least amount of harm. And everyone's getting upset like, Carlos, that can't be your career goal. I'm like, what do you mean it can't? That sounds like an ideal career.
There's a lot of weird questions like that where it's like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? It's like, not work. What do you mean? Like, I'm not here to work.
I gave you the capitalist thesis: extract maximum value for minimal labor. Like, and then people are like, that's not realistic. I'm like, I ain't never worked a day in my life, and I ain't gonna change today. It sound like they got you. They sound like you a bitch at work. That's when I hear that when someone's like, "Oh, cross your career goals and shit like that." I'm like, so you just like Do you have goals like that shit? Of like waking up to have someone else be a boss to you? Every day I dream
Hold
not
on,
to go
wait a
anywhere.
minute. Why the fuck isn't this Epona?
Yeah.
Why did I get some random horse?
Epona's on a sick
I
day.
think I switched this horse after I, because I wanted to try and do something with it.
Weapon in the face of evil.
So this is my own fault.
Link, you may not yet be at a point where you have fully recovered your power
Okay, let's relax.
or all of your memories. But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
I forgot Ganon turns into this form. I knew there was a horseback fight, but I couldn't remember this specific part of it. Oh, fuck! Let's go! Whoa, 100 damage? Carlos, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. This is it's great because it's 100 damage because this is the last time you'll be able to use it on anything worth it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you can now. There's DLC.
I don't know that you can really use it on the DLC stuff. Attack any glowing points you see. Okay, but there's a big glow right now.
Yeah, he's kind of doing all the glowing.
I need more than that, princess. Sorry.
He text a photo to the Sheik, the Sheik iPad.
What glowing? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Why don't you levitate? Jump in the thing and fly around, and you can.
Oh yeah.
Man, what would you do without me?
Probably just win differently.
Probably.
This is a
That's what
lot
she
like
said.
the some of the other challenges we had to do.
Yeah. But also, Ganon, why aren't you calling in your people?
I mean, I have to imagine it happened so fast he couldn't.
Or the other dumb idea I got is that he probably consumes all their power like a fucking what's that shit Goku does?
Spirit bomb?
Yes, exactly, and that's what he's using for all the calamities now draining to him, so that way he can defend himself.
Also, this is a lot like it wouldn't be the finale for Breath of the Wild if it didn't start fucking raining.
True. What's a nice nightcap on all that?
We couldn't end the series without our best friends, the fucking rain.
Oh, Juliana asked me because we're meeting up with your friends, and she's like, "What do they do for work?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." And she's like, "How do you like? What do you guys have in common?" I'm like, "I haven't seen these people since Obama was in office."
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have no I was
It's
just
gonna
like,
be embarrassing when Juliana asks me what they do, and I also don't know. Cause I'm a lot closer.
Doesn't Zach Luby? He's in bio shit. He's in something with biology, right?
I'm pretty sure he's got a job.
All right. I guess it's time to get on our LinkedIn grind.
This would be a lot easier with a horse.
Catherine's on a nurse.
No, what? Also, should we be giving out all this personal info? Like,
I mean, I don't really narrow it. These are white people names. Like at any job, there's like 8 people.
I'm
named
just saying,
Catherine.
we don't need to make it easier.
True. There's like 20 people named Matthew. White people love naming their kid Matthew.
I promise you. What? Up where? I'm under him.
Yeah, you better call your horse.
I don't even know the whistle button. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. We all see that shit.
Where is my horse? Oh, wow. Way over there. Did that not?
I think
Oh,
I don't. Oh no.
This thing sucks. I think my horse got stomped on.
Sometimes it be like that.
Oh, I see you now. Oh, fuck off. Really? What do you mean?
Maybe open up that shield like a Badussi.
Open your dumb fucking eye.
Bust it wide open.
He keeps closing it before my arrow gets there.
I think you have to fully wait that shit out.
Oh, they wanted me in the air for it. That makes sense.
Grand finale and shit.
It's been a while. Again, like Carlos said, you don't really remember the fight because you do it once. And then that's it. And then you usually
never
stop
thinking
playing.
about it. As well as no one ever says, "Oh, the highlight of this game was the Ganon fight." Everyone is pretty
It's
much.
a good fight. It's a good ending. But
Yeah,
it's not like my favorite part of the game.
What's funnier to me is how many articles were dropping of people saying like, "Oh yeah, I never finished the game. I just like played for like 80 hours and then just never got around to the final fight."
They lack discipline. This is my third time beating the game, I think. I will say, on my second playthrough, I was sort of like, I don't need to fight Ganon. Who cares? Like, I've got my fun. I got my fun out of the game. But then I was like, no, I should finish it.
I did that when I replayed Uncharted 4. I got to like the final fight and I was like, I don't like the rest of this game. I just stopped playing.
I do that with Final Fantasy X when I replay it. I usually get right up until like the last couple like boss fights, and I'm like, yeah, but if I do this, then it's over, and I don't want it to be over, so I'm just gonna not do it. Like not finishing a book.
I get that when it's like, especially when I'm replaying a game, and then I'm like, oh, well, then it's done in credits, and I don't really want to see credits. I want there to be the sequel already. Yeah, what do you stand for, Ganon?
We'll find out next game.
True. And more. I'm like catching little vibes every time. Every time like there's a loading or a little thing like this where I can't see shit on the screen, I check Twitter just a little bit, and man, these City fans are getting very toxic. We are being very mean on here. I love it. I love the villainy.
You gotta stop.
I've been keeping watch over you all this time.
By definition, is Zelda a MILF?
Witnessed your struggles to return
Who's her
to
kid?
peace, as well as your trials.
Yeah,
Are
but
we
she's,
using-
she's MILF aged.
I don't like the tone of that.
Because she's like 120. Like,
I always believed
Nah, that's not a MILF. That's just a cougar.
you'd find a way to
I guess.
MILF, you would actually have to be a mother. Is my argument.
I don't think so. I think the language is transcended.
Nah, because like I get the description of MILF of like, oh, that looks like it could be someone's mother, but also I'm like, I do believe that you are a cougar unless you are a MILF, and I think cougars can be just as hot, and there should not be a negative connotation around that. But a MILF specifically means a mother.
Nah, you're out of here. You're out of line.
All right, we'll take comments. Sound off.
She asked if I remembered her, and I didn't answer.
That'd be.
I think it's because I probably didn't do the memories.
That'd be a quick way for her to murder you
Right.
in real life.
What if this was the thumbnail? Just the small text, The Legend of Zelda. Good way to get no views, which are already pretty great at.
Ah, shut up. Give it time. Give it time.
No, we'll be fine. We're gonna let the credits roll out because after working in a game studio, suddenly maybe some of these people deserve some recognition.
That's honestly something corny that I actually do during most like games I finish. Is like,
I mean, as a point, I usually just let the credits run, even if I'm not like actively paying attention to them, because people
it's
worked
the least
hard.
I can do.
Yeah, it's quite literally the least I could do. Some people are gonna be like, I paid $60 or $70. I don't need to watch the credits. I'm like, I guess, but you also don't need to be an asshole. Like, nobody's asking you to be like this.
I do. I will say, Nick, we now have a very big problem though.
What?
What are we gonna fill up the rest of this video with?
Rest of the video. It's 50 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to keep recording 2-hour videos.
Nah, we gotta give the people come for 2-hour videos.
That people do not stay for 2-hour videos. The metrics tell me that much. But yeah, I think I think I like your idea. So if this goes correctly, we should have one day after this video comes out before Tears of the Kingdom comes out, so we can maybe do a stream that night.
Yeah.
Maybe go around, just kind of doing some extra stuff, see what people say, just like a victory lap, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a Thursday night. So, yep. Okay, yeah, that's the 11th.
Checking your calendar.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So now with them fucking amount of interviews that I was going through and all this shit, as well as things that like I had to, because I was getting into a dark place. I realized mostly I wasn't using my planner that much, and my planner is really the reason why I don't get that sad most of the time. It's because I always put something on there to make me look forward to. Of like, all right, can't kill yourself. You got a big soccer game this weekend.
Christ, Carlos. Jesus Christ.
But hey, if you need help, seek help. Put the little thing in the description.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Carlos?
All
Why
right.
don't you hop on and add that?
I'll send you the line.
Also, not for nothing, just not to make Carlos seem like he's not that. I don't know what the word is, but you have several safety nets. You can relax.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, very much. But
as someone who has gone through some tough feelings with no safety nets, I think I take slight offense to your comment.
No, but it makes sense. I understand that. You got it. But also, I do think
Why
a lot
did you
of
type
people.
988 in the chat, by the way?
That's the number.
What?
That's the number to the National Suicide Prevention hotline.
Oh, there you go. It's 988. If you're in the U.S. If you're not, Carlos can't do anything.
Message me personally. I'll see if I can find it in your country. I have to say I did something really dumb though.
Oh boy, what is it?
I had eaten an edible before we started this recording.
Mm-hmm.
I googled Suicide Squad hotline.
You googled what?
Suicide Squad hotline.
Well, don't call that one.
No. Well, no, it gave me the right answer. It was like, you are incorrect, sir. I think you're looking for this.
James Gunn might be able to help you, but I don't know.
Yeah. Imagine if that's his personal number. He somehow got 3 digits. Damn, now I feel bad for getting high, though, because I was like, I thought this was going to be longer, so I was like, I'm not really going to want to cook when this is all said and done. And now I don't want to cook, period.
That's why we did that Great Fairy thing in the beginning, because I knew roughly how much time it was going to take. We also, not for nothing, just fucking ran straight through the castle.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't do shit there.
You're like, I'm not finding this fucking Lionel. We've been here before.
I mean, it's what I like about this, I think, is that I did technically use every single one of the powers once I entered the castle, because I used the boost to get just like skip most of Hyrule Castle. We got fucked by that guardian, and I used my my death save. We used the shield against Ganon. We used the thunderbolt against one of the things. It's pretty cool. I do think, in order of most useful, at least the way I played this time, I think I used the shield more than I used the boost. So I think it would be the extra life, the shield, then the boost, then the lightning. But granted, we didn't really get a chance to really test out the lightning.
Yeah, you.
We kind of went straight here after.
I get it.
In a normal game, I would probably, like, if I was playing normally and there was no, like, time limit on this, I probably would have just gone and, like, done a bunch of, like, miscellaneous shrines and stuff like that. And use some of the, and, like, on the way, use some of the abilities more freely. I had a whole arsenal of weapons that I didn't get to use. This is, again, just one more time for the people who are like, I don't like the weapon breaking. It's like, it's such a non-issue after, like, 2 hours in the game. Like, it just, so quickly, you have more weapons than you know what to do with. Like, I get it from, like, an RPG perspective, because you're like, well, I want to collect different ones. Like, it doesn't matter.
Nah.
Not even a little bit. It's so well done in this game where it's like it's just a struggle for like the first couple hours, and then after that, and even then it's not really a struggle if you know what you're doing. And then after that, you're just sort of like, yeah, I've just got plenty of weapons at all times.
It's just, it gets you to go out and have to engage, man.
We've already talked about it. It's like, it creates such those fun gameplay scenarios of like, holy shit, I can't believe I got through that. That was so cool. Like, you don't get that if you don't have the weapon breaking. Like, man, it's gonna be crazy. Tears of the Kingdom's in 2 weeks, Carlos.
Let's not hype it up too much.
Why? Wouldn't it be great to be a massive disappointment? Isn't that
Who
good for a
knows,
different
man?
reason?
It's like, it's so funny how these hype cycles have been working, where I'm like, I'm not that hype about really anything other than Tears of the Kingdom, but I do remember when Kingdom Hearts was announced.
Kingdom
I
Hearts
don't
3 might have burned
yeah.
me more than any other game for hype.
But
Like,
the funniest part is like Kingdom Hearts 3 ain't a bad game.
No.
But like,
but it's not a magical perfect 10 out of 10.
Nah.
I think it's between a 7 and an 8, which is still good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, my expectations are much higher. The worst part about Kingdom Hearts 3, and something I'm terrified for future Square Enix games, and it's why I won't watch a single Final Fantasy 16 trailer, is they spoiled the whole game in the fucking trailers. Like, every single, like, moment was in a fucking trailer. And I'm like, why would you do this? Who hurt you? Why would you... Why
Like,
would
you
you
don't even buy
purposely
this
do all of this? It's wild. But yeah, you can't really do that with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, so I'm not as worried. Because, like, I'm not playing it for the story, I'm playing it for the gameplay.
oh, I forgot something. Oh, someone who's now on the Unemployment Chronicles is Tucker Carlson.
That's true. What do you think happened with him?
Literally so many possibilities.
Right? That's the craziest thing. Because it could be his, it could be the lawsuit that he had to pay up for. It could be...
Well, they're saying that they confirmed allegedly that it wasn't the lawsuit, but it could be just Rupert Murdoch being like, "I no longer like you, and
Well,
you're not."
did you hear about the thing with his ex-wife?
Oh yeah.
Where apparently he had dinner with his at the time wife and Tucker Carlson, and she thought Tucker Carlson was like the next Messiah. And Rupert Murdoch, who will sell this shit but does not buy it, was like, no. And not only divorced her, was just like, it's like, and Tucker's got to go.
I get it though. Nah, like, it's good. It's funny in general because we now have Succession like mirroring the shit that we see about Fox.
Haven't seen
And that
Succession, so I can't comment.
It pretty much goes like blow for blow in terms of like making that shit hilarious. But the funnier aspect of it to me is just like him putting in his divorce paper or his breaking off the engagement shit. Like, you cannot specifically talk to these Succession writers. You cannot feed them any story about me now that we are no longer dating.
Oh, he specifically had to say that?
Yeah, he told her, "I'll sue you into oblivion."
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. What a good game. What a good game. This game fucking rules. It's crazy to me how many people like just have not touched this game.
It's
Like, I understand it because like if a game is hyped this much, and Elden Ring probably suffers from the same thing, of like if everyone and their fucking like parents are talking about this game, then you're eventually gonna be like, it's probably overhyped, whatever. I don't want to do it. I think I got into this game late because I was like, I don't play Zelda.
I got into this game after you because I was like,
Yeah.
do I really want to switch just to play this game? And then I'm so happy that I made that decision.
It's honestly, of all the games on Switch, I think this is the most convincing system seller. Like, if I bought a Switch for this game and then beat this game, I would be like, yeah, that was worth the Switch. Let's see what else we got. Like, I get it. It's like a good length because it's like kind of customizable. It's basically how long you want it to be. It's gameplay is really satisfying. The environments are really satisfying. Some people say like, you know, you've got these like long stretches of like nothing going on in them, and I'm like, what game were you playing?
Yeah,
Like, there's like enemy camps like all over the place, and like, and the parts where like there weren't anything, I was like, good. I don't want there to be anything. I want to get to my next destination. Like,
there's a weird thing where people need every open world to be fully crammed, and I'm like, don't you want some shit
No,
to breathe?
ugh.
To, like,
it's my like
relax?
least favorite thing with the Ubisoft clones is like, there's like stuff every 5 feet, and it's like all like repeatable events and stuff. Like, I'm like, I don't want to do any of that. Stop it. Like,
It makes when you encounter shit less interesting because you're just like, I'm gonna see this again in like 2 minutes.
yeah, which you do not have with this game.
No.
Like, to an extent, you'll find some enemies repeating, but I think the enemy variety in this is pretty good. And from what I've seen of the Tears of the Kingdom, it seems like they've like doubled the enemy variety. So
it made traversal actual gameplay where sometimes traversal is just like, all right,
a means to an end. Whereas the traversal is like part of the fun of this game.
And also, you don't want to fast travel in this game.
I do when I have like a specific goal in mind, but like
When you're
one of the most fun
backtracking.
one of the most fun things of this game is just pick a direction and fucking walk. Skyrim is like that too, but I think this game does it even better than Skyrim because like you can actually, you know, maneuver. Like this game was designed to be like climb through and shit. Where Skyrim, it's like you're not really meant to just like scale a mountain. You can if you like fuck around with like the stuff, but like it's not like intended. This
Jumping
game is
on
like
the polygons.
this game is like, yeah, go for it. So, and also much prettier and runs much better than Skyrim. So, but yeah, I mean, what am I doing comparing it to a game that came out 6 years before it, and then also 3 years before it, and then also at the same year, and then also 3 years after, and also 6 years after it.
Maybe we play Skyrim next because I've never played it.
I have platinumed Skyrim 4 times.
Oh yeah, you.
I played it on PS3. I played it on
I even
PS4.
watched you play it.
I played it on PS5. I played it in VR. Like, it's the only VR game I've platinumed.
I remember Skyrim was a big release where I remember people were like, I could see the culture moving in a weird way of like, I'm not gonna play it, but I can see everyone is like moving to go play this shit.
This game feels like the natural progression of what Skyrim introduced to the gaming industry. Mm-hmm. Of like, Skyrim is a buggy fucking mess, and it kind of sells you the idea more than the implementation, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot you can do in that game, but after you've played it a couple times, you start to see the limits. And this game is not like immune from that by any means, but I think it's a lot better for replayability. Well, maybe not. It depends on how thoroughly you play your Skyrim playthroughs, because there's a lot to that game, and like that game's much more dialogue focused. Whereas this one is more of like, no, just go out and explore. You're kind of on your own. Like, there's settlements kind of here and there, but they don't really do anything. My one major complaint with this game that I really fucking hope is fixed in the sequel, god damn it, I fucking hate the rain. It's such a bad mechanic. I get it.
Or at least,
I hate it. I wish there was a way to get around it.
yeah,
If you just gave me a fucking pair of gloves or like an outfit that made it so you can climb rocks in the rain, instantly solved. Instantly.
also a pair of gloves or something that maybe just has to recharge, so that way you still have to deal with rain and the annoyance, but like.
Just make it an end game thing or like a mid game thing. Like, so you have to deal with the rain in the beginning, but then like once you've done it a couple times, because it really, like, the first time you encounter rain, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. I guess I'll just have to wait and do this later. When you do it again, you're like, oh, can we fucking like. And it's like also like the only way to pass time you can't use in the rain, like, which I guess is kind of interesting because you have to like go find shade to like build a fire.
No, but it's the point where simulation gets too annoying in terms of.
It's like my one complaint with this game is the rain. The other thing, I wanted to mention this. When I was running around in the desert looking for that fairy fountain, I found out something really cool that I don't think we touched on when we were in the desert. If you stand in the shade in that game, it lowers how much heat you're receiving, which is really cool and something I didn't know. So like I stood like I was like, it was like so hot that I had to have 2 resistance to heat. And I basically stood behind a rock that was in the shade, and it went like back up to like almost 1. And I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't know you could do that." I wonder if you could like take a Korok leaf or something and like levitate it above you for shade.
That would be interesting.
But
there's definitely someone on YouTube who's done that.
Probably. But yeah, that's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, what did you enjoy the most about the playthrough? Was it my expert gameplay? Was it the vast tech issues? Was it Carlos's Unemployment Chronicles? Was it anything to do with Carlos? Let us know. And
or if you need less Carlos.
Yes. But yeah, that's gonna be it from here. Like I said, we're planning to do a stream the Thursday before, but we may not. This may be it. It really depends on how it lines up that day. So.
Also, if we break 1 million on this video, it's a definite yes. If we don't, then maybe.
I can tell you right now, we're not breaking 1 million on this video.
Ever. Hey! I'm giving them incentives to go plug it to your friends, your mama, your drug dealer.
Specifically, your drug dealer. He seems like a Breath of the Wild kind of guy.
I mean, honestly, a drug dealer does live the life of Breath of the Wild. You got problems, you gotta think outside the box of solutions.
Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a wonderful time with this series. If you're one of the people who watched all the way through, we're very, very grateful. Be sure to like the video, comment, and if you had to introduce someone to this to the series, or maybe if you want to come back and watch it later when you're playing Breath of the Wild on your own, or when you're trying to see what the hype is about, I hope you choose this series because I think we did a pretty good job showcasing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. We'll see you all later.